Hello, folks. Welcome to flight number 7, I think this is. Heading over to Dulles. Their Rangers will be playing tomorrow. So we'll be flying them over today. Beautiful weather in the Northeast, just 2 high-pressure systems, a little cold front. That's passing New York, but there's no rain associated with it. The millibars are so close together. We're talking about, in terms of pressure, the pressure gradient difference is only like 2 millibars difference. So essentially, these 2 high-pressure systems they're just one little bit colder air than the other, and that's caused a cold front. But there is no moisture associated with this storm. I show 48 minutes gate to gate. So let's go ahead and without any further ado, we're going to get this party started. Let's go to the overhead panel here. We do have external power today. So I'm going to go ahead and flip that on. I'll turn that up. We'll get everything going. Just make sure it's all the way it needs to be. That's good. That's good. Those are good. And we're going to go ahead and do a few things over here on the back end. Go ahead and throw this on. That's on. Door should be open. That's right. And that's it. I'm just going to throw this to the auto position, and we'll go ahead and start the ground power. We'll get that going. I see good frequencies and volts. Let's get it on the bus. All right, and we'll get Cliff started. Cliff is with us today, so we'll see if we can get him going as well. Let's start setting up. All right, good. Okay, cancel that, and we're good to go. All right, he's going to start getting up. We're going to go set again. We're going to go ahead and get start. We're going to start setting up ourselves. We're going to come down here and check everything in terms of fire. Let's get our fire going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bells off. 1, 2. Okay, fire's good. And I'll check my aux. Now let's kind of get this started. Wanting to get our cargo doors open. They should be open already. Apparently not. Why are we boarding? We should be boarding. Like, I don't understand why we're deplaning. Passengers unloading. What? Okay, so I'm going to click reset position. And it's just going to stop all that nonsense. And we'll start it back up. And we'll see if we can't get the fuel truck here. We don't need a lot of gas today. We've got 13,100 pounds of fuel. We're only requesting 14.4, so I'm going to go ahead and request catering, so the catering service will come. I'm going to go ahead and open that door right now. In terms of temperature, we'll get our airport information right now. I'll get the temperature on, and then we'll take a look at what we're looking at in terms of, it's 13 degrees outside, so we don't need external air. It's really nice. So, but I will get the weather right now. 140, 10 gusting 16. That's probably going to change any minute here. 140, 10 gusting 16 knots. Visibility is 10. And that gusting is that cold front that just passed through, but it's a weak cold front. Broken at 10,000. Looks like 13 minus 01 for the dew point. Altimeter coming in at 3045. Runway is going to be 16 on departure. All right. That's the biggest things I need. Now we're going to go ahead and get rocking and roll. Looks like the catering truck's here. That's right. We'll get the aircraft catered. Once they're catered, I'm going to call for the fuel. And we'll go ahead and calling for the fuel truck right now. We're going to go ahead and request refueling. And that is it. They're done there. We're going to go down here. We're going to check everything. We've got the MD-83, JT-8D, 219s. They just service the aircraft, obviously. So we have full on the oil and hydraulic pressure is good. Position initialize. Let's go ahead and do that. Kilo HPN. HPN November. All right. That's not going to work. Let's just throw that there. All right, I'm going to put that in right here on the position. There we are. Click route. And here we go. Now I did do this, which is basically a departure to park, and then we're in. So I'm not going to worry about any of that, but we will do Kilo IAD. These flights, this is about 200 miles, a little bit over 200 miles. So it's going to be just a departure. I'll show you here. We're going to do a departure. That's going to be the HPN-8 to park transition. And we're going to go to the arrival, and we're doing the, I believe we're going to go to the, I guess the hyper arrival. Cancel. Request fueling services requested. Good. All right, so we're going to go to the arrival, and it's going to be the hyper arrival, hyper 9, park transition. So Albany, there's park. We can throw that right into there. Right now, let's see what they're landing here at Dulles. Right now, Dulles is reporting their ATIS. They're departing 19 left, 30 right, Alvarado 19 center. So we're gonna just choose 19 or ILS 19 center for now. I don't know. Things will change, I'm sure, but. I'm going to take a look at the approach, 19 center. It's just always a good thing to kind of, all right. It's a good thing just to kind of check it out. They do have an RMP approach, but 19 center is going to be good for us, folks, because that means we're coming in from the south. So Nooks, I'd like to go direct to Nooks. So if I can get there, that'll be good. We could change this. I know we could change this. Ready to go here. 19 center. Nooks. Let's see what we got. Yeah. I will go ahead and click route. I will execute that. We'll activate. We'll execute. And we're going to close that forward galley. We get the fuel truck going. And they're shutting it down. The fuel truck will be able to come over, and we'll start boarding the team, and we get ready to go. All right, so back down to here, you can see what we're looking at. I've got our legs page. We have vectors to park. We're going to go HPN-8 departure standard, Prop 1, Westchester 8 departure, rather. We're going to just take off to the south today. So we're going to go 163, 320 on the heading, basically do a quick 180. Do not exceed 190 knots until we're established. So I'll go ahead and do that with the heading select here. I'm going to bring it all the way to 320 degrees. So basically we're going to climb to 800 feet. We're going to roll the aircraft, or we could do it at 400, which I'll probably end up doing there. So 320 is set. Good. Catering service is complete. Fuel is on its way. That's good to go. Right on back to here. We've got vectors. We're going to go straight to park from there on the vectors. We're looking at a top altitude 3,000 feet. Go ahead and check that over. Looks like New York Center's online, so we'll have to talk to them. He's doing an auto-land test and all that good stuff. Anyway, we'll go ahead and get that done. And let's go to init ref. Fuel scheduled, so we are looking at approximately 14,400 pounds, 14.4/alpha. We'll drop that in there. 0 fuel weight, 1093. That's what I expect. Pretty much standard now. Reserves 6,000. We got it finally dialed in here. Altitude, we're climbing at 340. Looks like the fuel is ready to go. Sorry, 340. Fuel truck. Let's go ahead and throw that fuel in. Come over here. We're going to click weight and balance. And you can see this is not, well, this is accurate. This is not accurate. You could take a look at the import, the OFP, and that's what we're going to do. And we'll have to change a few things. No big thing. 29 in the aft. So we're going to go 2940. And again, we've got this dialed in now. So we generally know what's going on with the aircraft. So 2940, we're going to put 10.3 in the front. That's the cargo. There you go. And that is what we're looking at here. 7,300 on the fuel. So I want to make sure that that's correct. They always short us on the gas. I don't want that. And takeoff will be 12.8. That's what we want. So let's go ahead over here and click this. We're going to go over to the ground. And you can see I want that. And then we just click that button. And they'll start pumping some fuel in the aircraft. There we are. So fuel's getting pumped up. Okay, while they're getting the fuel in, I'm going to take a look at the cruise. Winds 311. That ain't right. 311/77 knots. Deviation's coming in at minus 53. Well, it's 53 is at top of altitude there, so no deviation. That's standard. Okay, we're going to wait on this. We'll go ahead and get the numbers. I'll plug in the numbers right now for our SimBrief. We'll do SimBrief first.
System test, okay.
Good. We're going to click populate from last flight. Full flex, got that auto on the bleeds. We're going to go runway 16 departure. Enable the flex temp, disable and improve, and it's looking good. Let's go ahead and just make sure we're getting the same thing on our charts. You know what? Let me do something here really quick, because I want to make sure that you guys could see. There we are. Okay, that should work. All right, so we're going to go performance, airport, HPN, dry winds, 140 at 10. Can't ask for a better day than this. 13 degrees, outside air temp, flat runway is going to be 16. Flaps optimum, we're coming in at 29er 3045. 30.45. Flaps are going to come in at 11, unless they can't do it, and then we can go to a higher flap setting. Oh, I can't believe it. All right, there's 16. NAIS is off. Packs are on. All right, 122.9. Are we done with the fuel? Let's check the fuel. Yep. Yes. Cancel that. We'll go ahead and call for boarding right now. GSX negative. GSX coming in. Request boarding, please. Boarding requested. Yep. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and flip this over. We're going to click onto this round, and I'm going to start the boarding process. Okay, where was I? Performance. Okay, we got 1611. That's all done. All right, so we got 128.33, 142. So I'm going to do 128, 133, 142. No. Do you want to board crew? No, we're on the aircraft. Okay, I got slat cleanup of 184 here. That's when there's slap cleanup. We'll start cleaning up the flaps at 147, and our maneuvering speed's 227 out. Good. Let's go ahead and write down our fuel load. 7250. 7250. Got 100 in the center. That gives us 14,650 pounds. I'm good with that. Go ahead and sign it. And our performance data, I'm still going to run. What did they say for trim? That's flap 11. So runway 16 flap 11. We're going to do, look at the trim really quick. I think it was like 12 point something. 12.7 on the trim, usually what it is. And cell temp says 50. SimBrief cell temp says flex cell is 50 as well. So we're able to do that. We're driving flaps 11, so that would be perfect. 131, 134, 141. I'm going to do 130, 128, 133. 142, very close on the numbers. Gives us a margin of 559 feet if we needed to stop. So we're good with that. I'm going to use this 128, 133. 128 over 133 over 142. Enter 133. Set. Okay, this is all good, done and check. Let's throw the takeoff card up. Okay, cleared. Speed bugs coming up. Check those. Go ahead and dial in my VSP now, 142. Good. There are the passengers. They're coming. Okay, come on, takeoff flex. Flip that down, takeoff flex in. We're looking at 50 set. Coming down here. All right, we're doing CG at 12.7. All right, close to there. Flap 11, that's good. Let's go and check that set. Okay, we're good on the trim. All right, 11 set. Let's go on the overhead. Let's see what we got here in terms of 312 feet. So we're just going to set this right now. 312 right here coming up. And their pressure at the airport approximately goes too fast right there. Okay, 3 airports. Dulles right now is reporting the following. 43 degrees. Looks like 3042. Right there. Okay, that's all set, ready to go. Okay, folks. Got the fuel on the aircraft. We wrote that down. We'll go ahead and get our checklist done. I'll get the clearance. Looks like New York Center 125, 3 1/4. 125, 3 1/4. Let's try that. 125, 3 1/4. I don't know. New York Center, Riptide, 5800 here at the gate. Westchester looking for IFR over to Dulles with the numbers. Yes, sir. Stand by. And that was my fault. We should have had a flight plan filed, and guess what? We sure didn't. Hate it when that happens. That is a bummer. It's no big deal. We'll just go over to SimBrief. I'll get that flight plan filed. Well, lovely. Okay, so time to file the flight plan. Man, let's do this. Sorry, folks. I'm just trying to get this stinking thing in. Oh. Okay, it's now it's filed. They should have it here any time soon. Okay, while they're waiting on that, we're going to go ahead and expect PDC. I'm going to write some stuff down. 15 on the oil. Hydraulic coming in at 16. Good. And I'll work with Cliff over here. We'll get the airplane ready. Pre-start check below the line. Removed. Checked on board. 3044 checked. 30.44 checked. Set and checked. Six. Okay, yeah, we got the PDC. Thanks. We'll expect 16 Riptide 5800. Okay. I hope you guys can hear that. Okay, we're going to go to altitude. Says climb, park, hyper 9. Got that. Altitude 220, squawk 1023. So we're going to go ahead and squawk that 1023 right now. We'll hold off on the checks. There we go, 1023 on the squawk, altitude 220. So we're going to change the altitude to 220. I don't know why I requested such a high altitude here. 220, it's a really fast. Okay, 220 set, and we got the squawk in there. We'll maintain 3000, expect 220 10. Aircraft approach frequencies is him, and we'll call for taxi. All right, back onto the checked. Set. Takeoff flex. 50, takeoff flex. Set. Set. 7 set. Stowed. Set. Thank you. All right, so we're going to do a before start flow here. I'm just going to make sure we're good to go. Everything is good. Check on that. We're ready to go. All right, let's button them up. APU's coming online. What a run. Let's get this thing started up. You should hear the APU starting. There it is. What that means, it's time for the MD-80. Good stuff. Gotta love it. All right, let's get back in there as it starts. Go ahead and get some doors closed, and we'll be rocking and rolling here. Okay, get those aft stairs closed. I'm just going to throw these on anyway. We're going to need them. Aft stairs are coming closed. Doors are closed. Good to go. APU's on the line. Okay. 1, 2. Got the air on. You should wait 90 seconds, but just trying to get that going here as fast as I can. So, okay. While they're doing that, I'll go over with you really. We're doing the Westchester 8 departure, so what we're going to do, So what we're going to do is we're going to take off to the south here, 163 and 400 feet. We'll start the roll. We'll keep it under 190 knots. We'll go to 320. We'll accelerate out of there. Okay. Climb gradient in this particular runway, we're looking at least, well, it's 783 feet a minute. That's the standard. So that's what we're looking for as well. You can see what we're doing, up to 3,000. Okay, if anything happens before 80 knots, we'll stop the aircraft. Anything above 80 knots to V1, we're only going to stop with fire failure, fear, shear. This particular taxi route, what we're going to do is fly to, or we're going to taxi. We'll probably start both. We're on 58. We'll start both engines up. We'll get a push to the right, and then we'll go ahead and right to Alpha 16 out of there. All right. That's the plan. Any questions? Stand by. Okay, we're going to go ahead and disconnect the ground equipment if we haven't. Well, we did. Okay, let's go ahead and request push. Before start, check. Set. Closed. Approved.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Okay. What we're going to do, folks, just a couple things. If we have to, we have an engine failure, we have to come back. We're not going to come back here. We're probably going to go to JFK, 115.9. I'm going to go ahead and throw that in there, 115.9er. Just going to give us some, or we go to Newark, either one of those two. Okay, we're all set there. We got the lights on, and we're good to go. They're going to hook us up with the tow, and we'll be out of here. Over to Dulles. Feels like I'm forgetting something. I don't know what. I've got my charts done, paperwork's done. Oh, yeah, okay. You guys are recording, so that's good. Time is E1637. Okay, we're going to go ahead and nose. We're going to go nose to the left, tail to the right.
Release parking brakes, please.
Okay, brakes come and release your aircraft. Let's go.
All engines clear.
Okay, I'm going to start the right engine first on us. Okay, ready? Start right engine. Beacon light. %. Here comes the gas. Wheels on. I'm gonna pop the window open. It's just too nice. Okay, you can stop us right there. That's fine. You can stop us right there, bro. I'll stop him. HT is looking good.
Please set parking brake.
Okay, stand by on that. Oh my gosh, hang on. All right, so I need to set my parking brakes really quick. And I think what's going on is that this keyboard is not correct. There we are. Now if I go like that, go like that, go like that. All right, so I'm going to set park brake right here. I'm serious right now. Okay. Okay. Stand by. Start right engine. Start right engine. Start left engine.
Unlocking gear. Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
Okay, looking good. Pew off. Pew off. Galley on. Supplies on. Closed. Armed. Taxi on. After start check. Here we go. After start check. Off. Checked. Auto. On. Off. Closed. Flight controls checked. Flight controls checked, completed. On and high. Checked, on high. Checked. Checked. Removed. Received. Set. Cue. We are cleared on the left. Taxi check. Off. 11 degrees takeoff. Set and checked. Set and checked. No changes. Performed. Set and checked. Pre-flight completed. Both off. Checked. New York Center, Riptide 5800 taxi. I stepped on somebody, I hope not. Hey, 16 via Alpha, Riptide 5800. All right, folks, we're out here. Some water, right? Feel like I'm in the groove again, you know? You start flying an aircraft a lot. Feels like, and it feels like I'm doing all right. Cabin crew, please be seated for takeoff. Lineup check. Secured. Closed. Left side closed. Checked. Set to Alpha. Auto. Received. Q. Looks like nobody's coming in on that side. New York Center, Riptide 5800, ready to go, 16. Okay, copy the winds, 16, clear for takeoff, Riptide 5800. Okay, 16 on the pavement. Here we go, lights are on. All right, we need a good climb. Let's go 1.4 on the EPR. Ready? And auto throttle on, let's go. Takeoff thrust set.
Takeoff thrust set.
Clamp.
80 knots, cross check.
Okay, we go runway heading, and then we'll start the turn. We'll go. There we go.
Positive rate.
Gear up. 800 feet, start the roll.
Gear up, lights out.
Heading select, let's go. There's 1,000 feet, and we'll start to climb. 320 on the heading. Clamp thrust set. Flap 0. Not the aircraft, sorry. Flaps up.
Slats retract.
Vertical speed's mine.
Climb thrust set.
Negative. Slats are up. Flaps are good. Stand by. No, too fast. Plane. FMS override, please. Let me give him a call. New York Center, Riptide, 5800, 3000 on 320. Direct park up to 220, Riptide 5800. Okay, so we're going to go 220. I'm going to go about vertical speed right now. We're going to do 1400 feet a minute. Let's slow the aircraft down. It's just on this climb thing, this Eber climb, and I really need to back this down. So what I could do is go auto throttle off. I'll kick it back on. I'm going to go VNAV on the climb. We're going to go direct to park. And then we're going to start our turn direct to park. So heading select, here we go. We're going way too fast. VNAV climb, heading select. Okay, direct to park. I'm going to go ahead and do good intercept. $7,000. Climb check. Climb check. On. On. There's 10,000. Altitude set 220 set. Kind of kept us a little low. Through 10,000 feet, we've done our checks already. We're good to go on that. I'm going to go ahead and start getting ready for the approach into the airport. Seatbelts are on, that is off. Those are on. You know, I should have done my flows, but I didn't trust this guy. So I'm too trusting. Okay, those look good. Everything on the overhead looks good. That's it. We're going to go ahead and intercept direct to park, which is going to be the waypoint just a little bit further west. And then we're basically on the arrival. So Hyper 9 starts at park. Matter of fact, it starts at Lancaster, but park is a transition, and I'll show you because we want to get this going because it's going to be very quick. This is a very quick flight, folks. So this is just quick in, quick out, the whole 9 yards. So let's go over here, and we're going to do the IAD star, and it's going to be the Hyper 9. I'll pin that in there. And so this is what we're going to do. We're going from park, which is right here. So we got park to Jets, Sarah, and then Lancaster, and then run from Lancaster basically in. Hyper's at 10,000 feet. So let's make sure that that's in. Hyper 8,000. That says 10,000. Yes, 250 and 10,000. Then we got 9,000 over at FAT. Then from there, basically it's going to be the 19er. So it says landing IDs 19 center, see other airports served. So that's not it. So right when we get to FAT, we are going to be hooked up to the 19 center approach. And I'll look right there. You can see right there. So at FAT, I'm going to get hooked up to here. Basically, it's going to be a straight in at Nooks, and then that's it. So you can see FAT, went from FAT, we should go right direct to the Nooks. I'm just going to go ahead and throw that in there. That's it. We're done. Okay, hooked up. Nav tracks on, 17,000. Here we go, 29902 coming up. Two 90902. Okay, 2992's in. Transition now. All right, let me get the weather here in. Weather is right now, airports. They should be kicking us off out of his airspace shortly. We'll be in New York until FAT. Really, the whole approach. He'll probably give us a descent, too. Okay, reporting 200 at 8. And we're looking at the ATIS. And this was 48 minutes ago. 200 10 miles visibility. Sky conditions are a few clouds at 2,700. Okay, caps coming in. Alt cap. Or VNAV capture. Nice. There we go. Cruise. VREF. $10 miles, few clouds at 27, temperature 16, 2.06, altimeter 30, small 42, runway is going to be 19 center. Okay, auto brake will be a medium on this one. Runway is going to be 19 center. And we'll go ahead and get the numbers plugged in right now. So the seatbelt sign off, there's no turbulence to forecast it at all. So, you know, this is pretty light. All right, so we got park coming in. Two zero zero at 8. Ow. $15 over 40. Yeah, you were blocked for sure. QNH 3042. Let's go 119 on the landing. Okay, 132 on the speed. 15, 152, 176 on the extend, and the 223 on the extension there. 35. All right, so that's all done, ready to go. Brakes auto minimum. So we're going to go minimum on the brakes. And then landing is going to be 8,400. We're looking at 11,500. Okay, so we're all set. Performance is good. We're ready to go. And descent is in 74 nautical miles. Okay. Hang on, let me talk to this guy. Approach briefing. Approach briefing. No. Okay. All right, folks, we're at Jets, and then we're going to be starting this turn in. We've got Sarah, and we're looking at 66 nautical miles top of descent on the Hyper 9. Lancaster, 1117.3. Set, ILS, 19er, 111.3. 1.3 inbound, 191. Set, 1.3. That's all set, ready to go. Let me give him a call and see if he wants us to descend via the Hyper 4. Just a little, just kind of give him a little heads up. New York Center, Riptide 5800. You want us to descend via the Hyper 4? Lurch. Okay, we got Lurch 14,000, Riptide 5800. Lurch 14,000. So if you look here, clear this. 4, 1, 2, 3. 14,000 set. There you go. So now we've got that included. That's going to be 58 nautical miles at Lurch, 14,000. So I'm going to go ahead and set that right now, 14,000 feet right there, armed. There we go. One 17.3. Okay, so the approach, it's going to be a visual approach. We're backing up the ILS, and we've got the Park arrival. So we're going to go to Park, to Jets, Sarah, we're there now. We got Lancaster coming in. We'll start our descent shortly. We've got a clear Lurch at 14,000, Hyper at 10, and then looks like Fat at 9. The approach into the airport, we're going to go 19 center. 19 center is right there. We're going to line it up, and you can see what we're going to look at. We got our nooks, and straight in, pretty much it's going to be awesome. 113.5 for the RML, and I'm going to look that in right now. 11, ooh, what was that? 113, what? 1135. 113.5. And that's going to be DC. And you can see we're not there just yet, but we'll get there. Okay, we're at Sarah coming up in approximately 17. I can throw some data on there. You can see 1707. So within right now. All right, that's it. Any questions? Pretty much straight in. We've got Knox at 9,000, pretty much straight down all the way in to Dulles. Weather, no issues. No issues on the runway. We've got just a medium. Actually, we'll go minimum on that on the auto brake. So we'll just taxi out. When we land, we're going to want to land within the first 1,500 feet of the runway. If we can get off on Yankee 5, we're in good shape. I'll show you where that is. Go to the taxi, go to airport, lock it up, go closed. You can see I'm going to want to come in here and land on, we can get off on Yankee 5. We'll be in good shape. Then we're going to just basically do a flipperoonie. We're going to come up to Yankee 2, and we're in the north cargo. All right. Any questions? Okay, looking like 34 nautical miles. Let's see here. We've got, just to doing some quick math, we're at 22,000. Looks like we need to lose 8,000. So about 26 miles to go into Lurch. We'll start our descent with a Delroy, or Delro, is 16 miles. So where are we? We got Joan coming up. We got Lancaster, then Joan. From Joan, it looks like 16. About right after Joan, we will want to start the descent to get to 14,000. That's using a 3-to-1 ratio. Just kind of did that calculation pretty quick just to see what we've got, and it looks like that's what we'll end up doing. And I expect the vectors, basically, once we're on the descent, he's going to kick us off. We'll be out of his airspace right after that. Hopefully you guys can hear this. We're getting a whole bunch of control, air traffic control, so I'm being quiet. So you can see the top of the descent here right after Joan. That's kind of what I'm looking at. You can kind of see that right there. That's what we calculated right here, because Delroy, that's about 16 miles from Delroy, and we need just slightly before that. So right after Joan, that's kind of what I might do a little bit on the early side. We'll see. I might go descent now. So if I go descent, I'm going to click descent now. I said slightly after Joan, so it's only 8,000 feet. Busy. These short flights are busy. Looks like we'll be in ourselves. It doesn't look like Washington's online, folks. So. All right. Okay, executing that. Descending now. You can see VNAV descent. I'm going to give him a call. Washington Center, Riptide 5800 at a flight level 220 for 14. All right. Okay, seatbelts coming on. Oh, no. So I don't know why I hit that. Jeez. Nice and slow on the climb. Now we've caught it. You can see we caught the profile. Okay, let's call for descent checks. Go around thrusts up. There we go. Okay. Three 045. Transition now. Descent check. Checked. Performed. Set. Thank you. Okay, brakes coming out. We gotta slow the aircraft down. Okay, coming through 14,000. Got lurch coming up. We're going to keep going down to 10. Speed brakes in. $14,000 coming down. 14,000 capture. 1,000 to go. That's on. System Alpha's on. We'll go Bravo on the other side when we get out. I'm going to go ahead and change this to... Hey, thanks for the services. We'll see ya. Riptide 5800. Okay, we got 122.8. We'll go ahead and continue the descent down to 10,000. And I'll go VNAV descent right now. That should lock us in. I should see a pretty swift descent here coming up. Good. All right. Hyper's 259,000. I'm going to go ahead and set that to 9,000 now. And I'm going to arm that. That's armed. Good stuff. VNAV descent is on. Hyper's at 10. We want FAT at 9. So we're doing good. Let's see how nice this is going to be. 191 inbound. 12,000. And we're descending. Good. Okay, we got 250 on the speed. That's where we need to be. 191 inbound on the course, and we're looking at 111.3 inbound. Let's go ahead and check our CTAF freak and see what they want. There's a bunch of tower frequencies. We'll have to figure out which one they want. So I'm just going to go to messages, and I'm just going to type in .ctaf kilo IAD. Frequency 134, 4 1/4. Excuse me, 134, 4 1/4 here. Flip it. Okay, 134, 4 1/4. I'm just going to go ahead and not worry about this. I'll just throw it to minimum. We don't need a lot of brakes on this. We're light. Okay, there's hyper, 10,000. And then basically we got fat, then nooks at 9, and we're done. Basically inbound from there. I won't do the HUD today. I'll just fly it without it, kind of practice without some HUD. I'd like to get the ILS hooked up though, the auto land maybe. I would love to do an actual HGS approach. Like a legit one. It's just because it's going to be really bad in the winter time, so I do want some practice with it. So maybe we will just do some practice, you know. There's 10,000. Lights coming on. Lights are on your side. Good. Let's do an approach check. Approach check. Set. Okay, so we're 11 degrees. Got fat coming in, and then fat to nooks 9,000. So once we hit that, I will arm the autopilot. I'm going to go ahead and throw this on. We're going to keep it on IMC. I am going to do this because I want to practice it. So this is going to be good practice for me, just in good weather conditions. It's always a good idea to practice. And you can see we have a glide slope fail and localizer fail. We're still too far out to lock it up, so I'm not going to worry about that too much. That's going to be a nice intercept at 9,000 here. Looking good. And I'm going to go ahead and just change this over because I want to make sure performance is good. I'm going to see we got 223 on the speed. And then retract 0 at 176. So our maneuvering speed, clean speed. There's fat. There's 9,000. There's the intercept. We're going to go from 9,000. We'll get down to the intercept, which is Chowman? It's at 5,000 feet. So looks good. We got an RF radar fix coming up at Nook. You can see how we have the failure on both the glide slope and the localizer here, which means we don't have the air, it's the ILS is still too far away. We're about 36 miles from the airport. I'm going to go ahead and throw those out. We'll throw that to bright, get those lights out. Okay, I got 12 degrees, so we're not exactly in freezing conditions, so that's good. Now what I like to do, you can see this doesn't help me. All right, we're going to start descending down to, I would say 5,000 here. Altitude is armed. I got the vertical speed myself. All right, here we go. Come down about 800 feet a minute or so. Here we are. We want to slow down the aircraft to maneuvering speed here, which is going to be about 223. I'm going to go FMS override. Speed brake coming out 3/4. Nice. A couple of things you could do. See how it goes alpha speed? That alpha speed alert tells you that they're going to be below your flap maneuvering speed and that you'll need to do something. All right, so we're on final approach. I'll call Washington. Dulles traffic, Riptide 5800 on final, runway 19 center at Crelet at 7,000. All right, maybe we got Potomac approach 119.850. 119.850. Potomac approach, Riptide 5800 on final, 19 center. I'm on the visual 19er center. Sure do. Okay, clear the visual 19er center, Riptide 5800. In and out of clouds, actually. We're at 7,000 feet. We're still not to where we need to be. Going down to 5.
Slats extended.
Roger, thanks. Okay, slats are extended. We want to get that speed down a little bit. Let's go ahead and going to kind of kick it all the way down to about 180. There we are. We're on profile. We still don't have the glide slope hooked up. There it is. You can see how it just went whoop. You can see this right here. That's what that is. We don't have glide slope, but we have localizer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go VOR lock and have the aircraft hook up. All right, you can see we're starting to slow the aircraft down, nice and easy. I'm going to go ahead and descent rate. I'm going to just kick it up to about 900 feet a minute. All right, I'm going to go ahead and slap down flaps 11. Let's slow the aircraft down a little bit more. There we are. Speed brake coming armed. Okay, we're still too dang high, so I'm going to go ahead and just drop that. See how we're below it now? Oh, 1,200 feet. We want to fly that guy in the box. So I'm going to throw the gear down. Let's get some speed going down. And we're going to really start dropping in. So this is alpha speed. All right, there we go. We got the center.
Flaps 15.
Okay, copy the winds. 19 center, clear to land. Riptide 5800. Okay, we're still on the high side, so coming in on the vertical speed, we're going to do 15. Let's go flap 28. Really start slowing this aircraft down.
Flaps 28.
That's 28 set. We're going to go flap 40 here in just a minute. Okay, give me flap 40, and we'll go final check. Final check.
Flaps 4.
Down. Alpha, set to alpha. Set to alpha. Armed. Armed. Set, checked. Set and checked. Received. Roger. Okay, so that's good on the final. I'm going to take over on the autopilot because I want to fly this manually. Everything's off. You can keep the auto throttle on while we do this, and I'll just do that. So I'm just going to kind of pretend like we're in the middle of the soup. And we have an ILS or autopilot flashing. And you can see if I fly this box in here, the autopilot, the auto throttle's on. Now we're really far away, so I'm just going to kind of pitch up right there. I want to keep that box. Ooh. 2500 set. A little on the windy side, so I'm just going to follow this up. At speed. It's tough when it's gusty like this because the auto throttle a little late. It's not like a Airbus where it's like anticipates all that. I'm just going to kind of level off, let the auto throttle kick in. You can see we're slightly low. There's a downdraft. Now I'm not looking at the runway. I'm looking at this box, okay? There we are. Just holding the altitude. Flying the box. Putting the little hoop in the box. Slight adjustments. Now I'm going to go ahead and flip this over. I'm not looking down. Boom. There's that center line, that little dashed line right there. That's the center line. If we need to go around, it's going to climb 3,000 direct to move. Ooh, gosh. I'm going to go ahead and set 3,000 in there. Altitude set. Just bumpy. Okay, you can see we got an updraft now. We're losing the box. You can see the box. You don't want to chase it, though. Right there, that's good. Yeah, it's bumpy today. All right, watch out. That's got a lot of updrafts. Ooh, man. See, again, you want to be careful. We've lost, that means we've lost the target. Where it goes like that, you've lost the slope. Means we're too dang out. We're too high. So we're going to go ahead and readjust. We got kicked with a lot of updrafts and things going on. So I'm going to follow that down now. See if we can't get it back. And you want to kind of center that. There we are right there. Jeez. Okay. The glide slope's approaching. You can see it on my instruments. I'm going to use a little bit of trim to trim it out. Okay, looking good. Does the box come back? There it is. See that box right there? All right, I want to get that box. I want to fly that thing in the hoop. We don't want to lose that. All right, I'm going to go ahead and shut off the auto throttle. It is my aircraft now. Get a little bit of power on there. Right there. Okay. Check. Slightly on the low side. We're right on target right there. Thank you. Reversers. And I was just going to roll it out. Let's get down to 60. Okay, my plane, off the brakes. Yankee 5. Good job. Good rollout. Oh, we're going to be on the North Cargo today. Okay, left turn on Yankee all the way to the end. Thanks for the services. Riptide 5800. Welcome to Dulles. After landing check. Okay, slats coming up. Southwest jet taking off. Okay, I'm going to go to Yankee 2. I'm going to shut down number 1 here in just a minute. AP is online. Welcome to Dulles. That was a fun approach. That was good practice, that's for sure. Always like it when we can get some good practicing in, especially with the HGS. Okay, we're going to roll into here. We're going to go in the north cargo ramp. And we'll kind of tuck it in between these on this side of the aircraft United here. And guess what? Tomorrow, we're flying it back. Yeah, night flight tomorrow. And we'll be flying this aircraft back in. I need to figure out what parking spot we need here. That one. That's where the one we're going to do. Now normally we go way to the north side. That's okay. It is Dulles. I remember coming here and it was raining. Pretty bad. Okay, lock it up. We're done. Brakes coming on. Okay, we're on here. It's off. That's it, folks. We're just do our flows and get everybody off the airplane. Whatever. Okay, you see this is repositioning aircraft. Well, let's go over here. We'll click aircraft services. We're going to start on boarding. So they're going to throw the stairs. We'll throw the stairs off. Aft, mid, aft. Done. Go upstairs. Make sure we've got the EPU on. And we should have the air on. That's good. APU. Good. We're going to use APU, obviously. We're going to deplane everybody. And that's it. Go ahead and unlock the door. Seatbelts off. And that's it, folks. We're in at 1741. Oil quantity 14. And we've got hydraulics 14. Even. We'll come over here, shut the pumps off, and then come down here. Let's make sure we're good. We're just going to rotate this up to 15. That's it. It's done. Man, that's pretty good. Right on the line. Oh, they dropped the back end. Whatever. Okay, I'm going to come over here and shut our lights off. The cells are off. Get everybody off the airplane. We'll go ahead and disconnect that. And we're done, folks. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. It was a fun flight. I'm just going to shut the aircraft down. We'll go cold in the dark here tomorrow night and putting it to bed.